Hi, this is Joshua Factor from Business Broker CRM. We're going to go over the unique search features that we have in our CRM. One of the major differences between most other CRM services out there and our system is that our system is specifically adapted for the needs of a business broker. In this case, there are significantly more fields of data that a business broker uses to profile their buyers than most other industries. Many users of other CRM platforms complain that they don't have the ability to fine-tune the search of their buyers. So what we've done is we've created a system where on a very granular level, you have the ability to search the profile of your buyers or your listings, your leads, or your sellers, or any other module in the system that deals with contacts, down to the field level. We've created a search tool directly on the search results. If you take a look at the white line just below the top gray line, the title line, you'll see that you can edit any one of these fields. When using our system, you have the ability to granularly search the fields of data in your database based on one or multiple different fields in your profile. In this case, if we want to do a search for, let's for example, search for all registered buyers, well, I click on the drop-down menu and I choose registered. And then, as a result, all of the only registered buyers will show up. But let's say I want to further fine-tune it and search for only buyers who live in the state of New York. So I would then choose New York from the drop-down menu. And then all the New York buyers will show up and everything else will be eliminated. But I could go further and further if I wanted to search by other information. For example, I can put a G in the search parameter for email, and then when I hit enter, all of the buyers who have a G in their email address will show up. In this case, there was only one, and that was George. If I click the Clear Filters button, then all of the fields of data that I have filled out in the search parameter will disappear, and all of the buyers will return. But that's not where it ends. We can customize the search for each individual search that you do. In this case, let's say I wanted to search our buyer database based on additional information that I don't presently have right here. So what we can do is click on the columns button over here, the second button from the left, and all of the fields that exist in our profile database, in this case we're talking about buyers, will show up in this drop-down menu. At this point, I can pick and choose from any parameter that I wish. So let's say I want to do a search for any buyer that has been looking for a business for X amount of months. So I click on the how long have you been looking for a business line item, and that particular column will show up at the end of the search parameters. I then choose the drop-down menu, and I can choose any amount of months. On the same note, I could take away some of the columns that I currently have. Like, for example, I don't necessarily need to know what the create date was for this particular search, so that column will disappear. The third button down is the auto-resized columns. Relatively simple. If you click this button, all of the existing columns that you have will automatically equidistantly auto-resize. The last button that you see here, wherein if you have a hidden field so that it's only visible to certain users in your system. For example, you have a broker whose seller is paranoid, so that they only allow their broker to see that listing. With this tool, you can have the ability to hide buyers and or listings and or sellers from other users other than the designated broker or the designated user. If you click this button, all those fields that are hidden, all those records that were hidden previously will show up. If you click it again, all of the hidden fields will disappear. Of course, they will not be visible to you if you don't have permission to see it. If I were to check a few of the buyers that we have in the system here, you'll notice a few buttons open up. We have a number of other options where we can create lists. In this case, you would want to reference the static and dynamic lists video, where we can create a list from the selected buyers that have a checkbox next to them. When we hit create, it'll give us a notification that says that that list was created. So the scenario that we're creating here for the broker is that they can search based on any data they want, and anytime right at their fingertips, they can search the database of buyers or sellers or listings in any way, shape, or form that meets their needs in order to create marketing to those particular buyers that they'd like to suggest particular opportunities to. The same search tool exists just the same in leads, buyers, listings, deals, sellers, and brokers. One last thing that I'd like to point out to you, that is that based on your company's business methodology, the way you want to customize your form fields, every single field that you put into the buyer profile or the seller profile or any record that you have contained within your CRM, the fields that you choose will automatically show up in the columns button so that you can customize your search accordingly.